A very good morning to you and welcome to Liga Hour on GN Radio this very morning, the 11th of April 2022. I not tomorrow kwa and then Waja ADMU every Sunday minute. I can't ask for and I pay my memoir kwa by my GN Radio so and a brand new day, a fresh day, and of course into the fresh week inside a fresh year 2022. I feel 2022. I feel the 12 quarter. And check the damn kwasasada 2022 so I say home. Now the can say I feel on cream kakra. Yeah, be sunny a question piano inside a home cup. Sunny and net what the chair no, or the bed chair da. It's son not dumbinti. Okay. It's 11 past 10 o'clock and welcome to the show. It's Legal Hour right here on GN Radio. We are live on gnradiouk.com online. We're also live on Facebook, GN Radio UK, YouTube, GN Radio UK, and of course, GN Radio mobile app, which is available on Google Play and App Store. If you haven't downloaded it, do so. And of course, Radio Garden as well as Tunein apps. They are all on mobile phones, tablet, iPad, and what have you. Another brand new day. My name is Darlene J, your host. And of course, today we have Abinelle Solicitors with the beautiful face of Evidente solicitor, lawyer. Okay. And then, I don't know about you come out. I work as a fide so nafi. You both do back up Pepe 11 o'clock. We are out of here. Now and then, more yam naturalization. More red book. Say, Sani, I can more red book. Yes, we had the other say green. Echo was password. Mope red book. Red book no sinya easy. Usubanya nsusu per red book. And that obeto popo. And that near wobuni nyina emi eba be ka kire. Nkofo bebre ewo sa red book ho. Nansa na usabeka red book bi your friend bibi say you need to naturalize as a British citizen before you can get this red book, which is the passport of United Kingdom. Once you are Ghana, assembly kakre be di enti yes ne you be naturalize it. Na ya ba red book. Okay, whether red book or green book or blue book, it doesn't make any difference. But I say mfaso kakra binti. Any advantage in the benefit kakra binti no. Obi a pribi. Na you say you be ko bisu yankwa de kwa. Ni nyina ne say open red book dia na wa ye ho asede e. Se ne ese efata. Na you ba be bo nkomo efa eye naturalization ho. Emu advantage and disadvantages in and Layami Baba Tuyafu Efa home. I didn't say, oh, na say, would naturalization so. Who indefinite leave to remain. Na opesa uya naturalization dear. And yet we were soon at ye. Son say, come on, Mubeham, and then Mubeham rough. Samson our na emra komo twetwene koso no or issues be concerns be questions be efa sa naturalization no ho a obetumi awosape and as another nyame yadom nkofo no yadom ba o mo charge phone nti na phone e adwuma pa me ka mobile phone no e adwuma nti obetumi awosape e wo 077 87939958. That's 077 87939958. Samsung bit me afraid 0203 735 8820 0203 735 8820 or no studio lines na yede ebeye dwuma and afin so make out say Abinelle Solicitors and so and ye no more twetwe komo GN Radio kai who say every Monday be between the hours of 11 and 10 and 12, 10 and 11, I beg your pardon, 10 and 11, and you decide you may ebrewo GN Radio. So, I didn't know, and so Yanko Pon, our book want to be a quenny, I may a quenya, and my muddy move sunny, I may a hoarding padia, and I may a lawyer Amy Dente, the more aquaba. Na meka ya ma wakwa ba wi na ono anso mama na akwaba lawyer Amy. Good.
I hope say bibia e koso ye.
E koso nyame adom. On sa never more hopa. And never more into bibia e kama. What who's ever more that bibia all right. By courtesy of Almighty God, everything is well. I'm doing terribly good. I didn't without much ado no. Yebeko na ye de ebisade e de ato ene yen koma ye babedi is about naturalization. Obi kura to us na naturalization kura de brofo asem kwa na moke. See a can naturalization, what does it mean in terms of legal term?
All right, into naturalization. Into
what I'm saying, sorry to naturalization indefinite. I'm saying a confuse yenu bebreu. Sometimes you don't know which is indefinite leave to remain, which is naturalization, and which is actually application. You can naturalization. Yeah, say apply for passport. I'm telling you the gospel. A confuse a party and my vivid explanation. My difference no pa.
Okay, Ian started with naturalization.
Okay.
Naturalization is the legal process by which a person changes their nationality.
Okay.
So me kind of treat more a process, a process. Ye timidi done ye green book and I say ye Ghana book from one nationality into say ube done into another nationality, specifically British nationality.
Okay.
It's a process no ube sisa baby nationality free. Yes.
Okay. It's a process no.
Yes.
So we'll change your nationality from one nationality to another no. And your friend said naturalization. Okay.
Yes, please.
We thank you for that. Now, how can one acquire naturalization, or on what grounds can one apply for naturalization?
What grounds? Well, naturalization
is it compulsory or is it optional? Say
it's not compulsory. It's it's an application that you make with your own or by your own free will. Into say we are settled here. We indefinite leave to remain here. Now wo the wow pe dane nationality and nationality for yes or now say anyana dual nationality wow pe now the kwakoji. So that process is governed by British Nationality Act 1981 and no say no any Home Office guidance no a kita British naturalization process no.
It is all kind of sad. What are the requirements to naturalize as a British national?
The requirements. Okay, the requirements no. There were a few. First and foremost, no, we share the residence requirements. Residence requirements, no, you share the life in the UK requirement and the English language requirement. There also is BBI friend of good character requirement. So your kind of residence requirements, I won't say, okay, within the last 5 years, no, you are not to be out of the UK in every year for more than 90 days. You should not exceed 450 days within the 5-year period. That's an example of the residency requirements. Into you to quite yearly, no, to almost say, I exceeding 90 days period, no. Into my 91, I mean 92, 90 days. That is part of the residence requirements. Who share good character requirements and so on, which I'm sure say we'll touch on more today. No, yeah, sure we'll soup no will buy. We'll soup buy or chrome ha. International say untimin koje British citizenship. Abra uye obia o committee offense back on our sanko committee bium recurrent offenses. Obia debiana just not dream that bonimu or crime over and over and over again. Apart from crime, no crime, no, there are other things that multimedia share. Multimedia share will seek out some. Here, say, and ye be good. Inti, I would did the cap be brave. Once I would the cano, but who person who British passport and no more. Omo discretion, omo to me, omo the share application. So omo GD say it is okay, somebody be more fine, but you have to know, say, some good character requirements, no caseworker be shrimp because of share Home Office guidance at the year decision amount. All these things, English language requirements say so satisfied. With life in the UK, it needs to be satisfied. And sana, Yebeka say, requirements no, say a shark, wait to me a trap. You bet me apply for naturalization. Ama.
Okay. Say a shark, you bet to me ama. Your father said, if you are married to a British spouse, what are the requirements to naturalize? Is it following the same requirement or is it a bit different? If you are married to a British spouse, like you have a British wife or a British husband.
Okay. I think the Amiibo also saying what I've discussed just this morning. That requirement says, say what indefinite for a period of 12 months before you even that social nationality guidance a quite be what cry only 12 months we'll come to that later.
Okay.
But so we'll share spouse almost spouse so we'll share section 6.2 of the British Nationality Act. It deals with British spouses or spouse or indefinite leave to remain. And I can say it's a 12-month period and no dear on this onya the indefinite na the day onya the indefinite na obet me naturalize it as British. And a mono like a no money difference However, the good character requirement still applies. We still who are British near and I will be our indefinite. We crown still still so we have English language test, no life in the UK. Still answer no residence requirements no so. That is the difference between obia on worry British ni on indefinite or British book and obin so worry British name and as a indefinite order.
Yeah.
That is the difference.
Okay. All right. That's the difference. All right, so for now, what do I feel at GN Radio? Now, make I also say GN Radio, Nyami Adomana say used to my next month, more driving more cars, brand new cars, could it be old or new, no? DAB, no, to see you have the opportunity to tune in to GN Radio or digital audio broadcast, which is DAB for short, and that's a good news for our broad listeners. Now, for now, they are UTA or mobile phones, so Android phone or iOS phones, with smartphones, our tablet, iPad, and I feel so tuning and a radio garden, our phones, so with tablet, so and our internet, so online, which is www.gnradiouk.com, and I feel so Facebook and you tuning in social media. And we are talking about naturalization. Naturalization. Already, Layemi, I an explanation as to the meaning of a clear definition of naturalization. Or say the process say we change from one nationality into another. Simple put. So what I say, if you are Ghana, see how we Ghana now what try when you indefinite leave to remain. Now, opese osa ebe ye say we are British ni. A woman say okala ni tuntum de, but ekwenya wa ho de legality no betumi from say also you British no. So our process no any a friend naturalization. Na ansa na be naturalization no. E was say unya indefinite leave to remain. Ansa na what me abe naturalization. A whole requirement any disadvantages a womb and ne ya twetwe ho komo no. Na me say amanfo mfa questions emra yedin komo no wo betumi afa questions e de abrɛ wɔ 07787939958 and also betumi afrɛ wɔ 0203 7358820 na manya mamini kan question e wɔ Facebook and sana escape me na mi firi hɔ a emi sa obey okay asa na questions ni flash flow pa ma main ka ba kun free computer ne so on Facebook. We are my phone so sorry text messages so no ba ko ha na fe me amede am so gumanim ha na ma kenkan ni na ma Nana Berlin Berlin I'll say hi lawyer please what does case management mean in the family court under private proceedings concerning children contact that you have?
Okay.
Does it make clear?
Yeah, that's very clear. Case management, what that is the first stage of a court case in the family court. Mm-hmm. When you are dealing with children, it's the first stage, right? Mm-hmm. At this stage, what they do is they decide the dates for each stage of the proceedings. Mm-hmm. And they will take into account very important dates as well for the child. Okay. It's just the commencement of proceedings is a very important data. And yes, I will say you don't have to miss such a date. It's the date in which they are going to set out the schedule for that case in particular. So what dates the hearing may be, that is the opportunity they get to put that down. That is what you should know.
All right. Question we broad kakra, but if naturalization ho kakra. Also, please, lawyer. Paragraph EX, like E as echo, S as xylophone. EX1 of immigration rules applies if applicant has genuine and subsisting parental relationship with a child who is under 18 and is in UK. And the child should be British citizen or live in the UK for more than 7 years. They did not include a child with indefinite leave to remain. Why? Does it apply to a child with indefinite leave? Thank you. What do you ask? Language
right. So share and run appendix FM. Although it says something about British children, it says something about children who have lived here continuously for a period of 7 years. It also mentions children who are settled. And if it says settled, then we are referring to a child who has indefinitely to remain. So it's very much part of the rules. It is part of the rules, yes. So you can also rely on a child who has indefinite leave to remain. It's not a problem at all.
Okay. Good answer. Yeah, that's it. Another one says, good morning, lawyer. Please, about the new immigration bill. Deprivation of British citizenship without notice. What happened to it? Is it coming into force? Criminalization of overstayers with prison terms of 12 months to 4 years. What happened to that also?
I think recently, I was reading up on it, and it's still in the works, but I think they're getting to the point in which is to be finalized. So very soon, say that bill, that nationality bill, will come into being. It was a bill before, which is the process that goes through Parliament for it to become law. So as it was a bill, it was not legislation yet, but I know that they are at the finalization stage for it to become legislation. So once it does, I think what we'll do is we're going to have a program on the legislation itself and what would be, enforceable as it would be. We will do that.
It's also yes. I see. Okay, another question. Okay. My main fabaku free Facebook quickly na memra. We class prefect Nanajima, good morning to you. Mami Ekuya, good morning to you. Nana Kodak also good morning, Nana. Good morning to you, Nana. Ukwana obe yibi to some yeda. But I say, And those of you watching us on social media, YouTube for the human and also please, lawyer, can naturalization be refused, and in what basis can it be refused, and what documents do you need to apply for naturalization? If we are a class prefect, our control social media, my Nana Ajima, the question here.
Right, thank you, Nana Ajima. Yes, yes, an application for naturalization can be refused. It can be refused on several different grounds. I think I'll start by taking the question to do with documents you need for your application. As we all know, the Life in the UK and English language test are mandatory documents that need to be added to the application, unless, of course, in some way that you are exempt. When I say exempt, it means that you are 65 and over. There are some exceptional and compelling reasons why you cannot do the Life in the UK, or cannot pass or cannot sit the English language test, for example. Or, for example, you have a degree taught in English, and therefore you don't need to take the English language test. Mm-hmm. These are some of the things that you look at. Or you come from a country where English is your first, really the first language, so they wouldn't require you to do the English language test. Mm-hmm. These are some of the stuff. As well as that, of course, you need to provide things like your current passport, mm-hmm. your biometric card, mm-hmm. okay? If maybe you were granted under the EU settlement scheme, mm-hmm. your settled status, mm-hmm. The email that you are sent to mm-hmm. prove that you have settled status in the UK. Mm-hmm. These are some documents that you may need for your naturalization process, but the list is not exhaustive. So there's so many other things that mm-hmm. you may need, that we can discuss. If you give us a call, we'll let you know, depending on even your circumstances. It might be that you are married, mm-hmm. you need your marriage certificate. Okay. Maybe that you've been divorced before, mm-hmm. you need your divorce certificate. So it really depends on the case itself in respect to naturalization. The second thing he asked mm-hmm. is, can you be refused?
Yeah.
You can be refused. You can be refused because you don't meet the good character requirements, mm-hmm. which we are going to discuss today. Mm-hmm. You can be refused because you do not meet the residence requirements, mm-hmm. for example. You can also be refused because, let's say, maybe you've breached the immigration rules in some way, Mm-hmm. However, Darling, I think it's very important today that breaching of immigration rules, mm-hmm. we discussed that today, because the nationality guidance, mm-hmm. Home Office guidance, mm-hmm. speaks a lot about that breach and how we can overcome it. So I think today we should really touch on that, because there are a lot of people who arrived in the UK and then eventually became overstayers. Mm. And they've got their indefinite at some point, and they're wondering, do I not have a 10-year ban? And can I apply for my naturalization at this point? All of which I think we should discuss.
Okay. All of this we should discuss, and we shall discuss. So then the obechi tam kakra. Because we've got a lot to discuss. And funny enough, and there's questions about which is very good. I'm impressed. Ebasa na ama any program sumwa ayiham. No question bu and say I say okay. What is that? Ma'am, yenyi social media they influence quick enough remember phone so. Also, what is the difference between naturalization and registration?
Right. So naturalization, as you mentioned, is the process, the legal process to change your nationality from one to the other, okay? And to British nationality in this case. Registration, you're not exactly naturalizing, because with registration, it may be that you're not, you don't even have a passport. Let's say if it's naturalized registration for a child, the child may not have a passport per se. The child, may, for example, be born here, but was not born British. So is now registering. They're making an application to register. To naturalize is to change. Okay. To change from one nationality to the other. But to register as British is more of an application to get your certificate of registration to show that you are now British, but you are not naturalizing from one nationality from the other per se in some circumstances. So it's different, you know.
Mame fa ko twi kasam. E chesa wo register dia na chesa wawo akwada wo krum ha o pese wo register no na obeye British ni. So what you say? And I say, oh, natural, the NHS, who free, as a we Ghana ni, now, who person obey British, yes, also, may a British. Opa say, yes, may a British. You know, I don't know. I don't know naturalization, boy. That's the difference.
The interesting thing, they say, Ebi Kranaya war, Krumha, with the 10 years, yeah, be a registration application amount. But prior to making the registration application, Ebiana Omaji parents are Ghanaian, okay, of Ghanaian descent. Into now Omaji Ghana passport amount, but now you are still registering. But it does not mean you are naturalizing. Naturalizing is a completely different process.
Okay.
Even if you have a Ghanaian passport and you were born here, you wouldn't necessarily, if you are 10, have to naturalize. You'd have to register, because maybe you've lived here for 10 years and registration is the process that you need to get your nationality. You see, so it's different.
Okay.
You know, it's different in a way.
All right. Terminate you pushing fast. We say abe issue pao. We say hi, good morning, lawyer and darling J. I applied to extend my final 2.5 years as a parent on the 10-year parent route. It's been over 6 months now, and I want to take action against the UKVI using the pre-action protocol.
Okay.
Please give me their email address I can use to get to them. I try calling them, but to no avail.
Right. Right. What we'll do, they say we're going to send it through the WhatsApp platform in a message, so then we will give you the email. Right that way.
And they said they are not so work on lawyer no agina.
And also a whole pan. So
maybe on one day na dey illustrate one for lawyer.
Okay. So still I'll bet me off a lawyer. So per se lawyer no twa case no so manner. Why yet to an extent. But say no dey or per se lawyer twa so now or to me dealing with all the correspondence concerning the case. Oh, you bet me I am.
Me our day message about there. The duty em say nkofo nan say omo ya yi kakro. Yes e chepa bibia e che se covid into se reduce staff input or adwuma mo be as a shortage of staff into ama say bibia could if you can see my chepa something I'm aware of and most of us are aware of. Into no I'm saying yes, just a shortage of staff by courtesy of COVID that Roman here the brain intino. Nyambotre men sue men take action bia nemum to nyanto boase. Sa Osaka ime na ebeboa to frɛ lawyer. So the lawyer Fred Abinelle for ombeboa na what to me I get it into them. Why? I'm saying no so. Now, let's move on. So I think I'll do a video to her. A GN radio. Legal hour every Monday at the brow. Every 11 o'clock open. Every 10 o'clock open 11 o'clock. And I had this age with the bro. Yene emi adedente or one of the top lawyers are or da Abinelle Solicitors are no. What you more ubehu more Stratford. So what I say and now one more number 14 Claypole Road, Stratford. E15 2RJ. Be here be for immigration, some family law, be employment law, wills and probate, a whole lot. They are very, very good. Until don't hesitate to contact them on 0203 759 3309. That's 0203 759-3309 and I says mobile 078-24 705-353. Opasa will send our email so info@abinellesolicitors.co.uk. Na from one and I'll send our email omo ensa ebe count. Now, life in the UK and English language test, is this compulsory? And is there a possibility that applicants may be exempted?
Well, I would say, sir, for the most part, compulsory. That's part of Schedule 1 of the British Nationality Act.
Okay.
You need to do the life in the UK. You need to do your English language test. However, if the Home Office or the Emrana and Kasankasano, there's a cutoff point in which they say if you're over the age of 65 years, you do not need to do the life in the UK, neither do you have to do the English language test, which is an exemption. So depending on your age, you can look to say, if I'm over 65, I'm 66 years old, I'm not doing it. And you'll still be able to naturalize. So that's one way.
No, come again. So if you're over 65, you don't need to apply to become to naturalize.
If you're over 65, you don't need to do the English language test.
Oh, okay.
Or UK test in respect to naturalizing. So you can naturalize.
Okay.
You don't need to do any tests.
Okay.
Which is darling J say a advantage, because in your Biana or Pese or city exams, no Biana, and so I always to me no analysis energy now. Your exams now they try. It is a way this 65 going almost say sadia to me naturalize it. Yeah, but show English language test, mo yeah share life in the UK test. Your application no pa. The documents that come home, but I know they and come home be that is one exemption. Another exemption is that if there's some exceptional circumstances there, it stop you from doing the life in the UK or from doing the English language test. I think the threshold for that is very high. So my cut threshold near high there. Not just say serious pound say.
It should be convincing beyond reasonable doubt.
That's correct, because we've dealt with cases in which the mental capacity in a problem the proof come but still I can't say David. So it really depends. A mental capacity in a level of that, mental capacity, a very serious, and there is no way say English language test or life in the UK test. There's no way. It's discretionary. And yet BBI by force sell as omoji untiminiano say yede a pacho a communim extra almost say way intina untiminye. Anna say yet justified untimin can say oh minye because mintiminye media me kind booker and commentary into minye. And idiot. You have to have reasons and evidence. How they back it. Answer na omwa when input. That is one thing. Another.
Yamfa say obi wo ho odo wonya 65. Ono a ohwe ne mental capability a office say Edding for some reason nyadia or kan kra obeti ase no watumi aya ono sa or the two amanu ma ombeje pene obi wo ha onya 65 into onya exempted, right? But ono a say or agia to so ne wabon what it means say hey o de ye ne de kra o read kra one tiase no hu ne o person ye. Ono sa the two omonu said no crimin mabon which time ade o permit kra de bibi sema say ono no sa no ombeti the case
no sa no esa train to obedi 65 esa train. It's as simple as that because so come when him I can say ontimi is part of the requirement untimi no
okay
I dey untimi. What is the reason a day na e wo brabo mu poten untimi near life in the UK in the English language test and no more person evidence unibia they won't
well said. But what about somebody who is an illiterate?
Right. if you're an illiterate, and what do you have to remember? And say to integrate into this society, the UK had to be part of most society, no more norms, no more bibiano, omo pese brofodie, we speaking and listening, we brofodie, and we him. At least at the basic level or intermediate level, even, who to me have this discussion in order to integrate. Into say, to me, and yes, I did an inquiry and they train. So, what is 65? You better know the amount.
Very interesting.
Now, darling J, on this point, no, we have to remember, says, I did, and I say, you free a team, say, oh, Mabon intimate, because even at the stage of 10 years lawful residence, when you are doing 10 years lawful residence, no, even at that stage, we have to remember that you need to do, if you're doing it under the immigration rules, still need to do your life in the UK, you still need to do the English language test. So even at the indefinite stage, you need to be able to prove yourself worthy. Inti say ye ka say wa bon and ka ho bio e say wo class no mo try wade na
because before you reach to naturalization, somebody indefinite leave to remain, and that English test have to come in.
That's right. Yes.
Before reaching to naturalization stage.
Good. I just say we a family member of an EU national. What EU settlement scheme? Na say, and no dear, you are exempt. You don't need to do life in the UK. You don't need to do English language test. And no dear,
and that law still applies. That rule no, it still applies. Say you can for free. Okay.
Yes, EU settlement for family members of EU nationals and EU nationals. No, they don't have to do the life in the UK. Neither do they have to do the English language test.
Okay.
But who are 10 years parent route?
It's where your UK immigration.
UK Mrano, Appendix F, example. And I say 10 years lawful residence. So to me, say life in the UK, English language test. Put me here. And that applies to many of us in our community. Until say you boy home, say yentimi yen say crana. I'm running soon, say would you indefinite, and I'm running soon, say would you naturalization. Yen coco class kakranka crana yentimi shia. Bibia ni ho a untimi shia because a bepano ube hot kakra. Oh, and I am pesa sabeto. Yen try and I am making sa effort, no. Okay.
Wow. What I want you move. I just want you to be so G. The question be very interesting. Or say I'm sure I hope say I agree that we didn't say or say in fact I'm enjoying this conversation, but I'm a victim to this English language. There's no way I personally can do it. But in that case, can I get somebody to do it on my behalf?
Hey, wait there. Some Kesipa.
All that will be so say, we met to be able to playback. It's a hard to my and farm of problem.
Say even say a share your immigration rules here. Almost say but like punish kakra. If let me say it in punish kakra. If say yes, if say why use it deception, why a misrepresentation, why you make a false statement, why use it fraudulent documents. When the menyano and my home office to me, why emrana say so we application the core bet me refuse it. Okay. And he said, say, when you be a trauma, or dear, say, no, what? And he said, no deception, be a hope. The patron boy, it's some dishonesty, be a hope. Even yeah, good character requirements now. Almost dishonesty and deception, no, they are not happy about it. And say, a banner, no more bet media, bet me use it, almost discretion, I refuse it. I say you shouldn't ye pass they make sure say what and make it some mistake. Now I say who could fake document they can't hold their home, not what they call debi. A bit me affect will leave. A bit me affect you was sitting out chrome hand.
As a lawyer, no, you wouldn't advise say
No way.
there should be no one should take a risk say obey playback be a meboa.
The main advice will be
it's a no.
It's a big no.
Maybe I'm a brother and I'm a sister, yeah, twin, yes, a pa, you can make the difference. Oh no, so say a bit to me, I know the at least Anna.
I would still say and say
or the idea, yeah, Funino, you're the same. What about that?
Right. I would still say and say it's on you know
when you say had your one cat.
I would never say
yeah, therefore, yes, say you can make the difference.
True, say, but say, find it out. He said, because in Tafo cry, we share biometrics cry, a difference room. Not to say that they will go and do your biometrics, but I'm saying, say, in everything, you have to be very careful. Maybe I will you are a twin, only say the same. But you know, they are certain security checks they use to check these things. Because with the Home Office, they are always reviewing their files. They always say, twin or somebody or you would say, now a reporter come Home Office. All of these things can happen. It's applications and ya come munye yam unimadia and bibia intro bibia interest unimadia untimi. It's wrong. Anybody or from her and I say, oh, baby, I bet me at Nase Akain, and I say, be bet me at channel, Amana Apase. Sana me a margin, and Sana me advice.
Okay, thank you very much. My main call, Facebook, na main count 3 messages be about we go, and Sana, Masa, Yasa to us, so you were about 8 minutes. Say, Nana Berlin, you say, hi, lawyer. What are the requirements do you need when you are applying for indefinite leave under 5-year parent route?
All right. The requirements, again, the life in the UK and English language test will be needed, biometric card, that your current biometric card and Ghanaian passport will be needed. If it's under the parent route, you need copies of child's British passport or settled status confirmation or and birth certificate, for example. A copy of birth certificate too, and any sort of documentation. I just say over the 5-year period, you have been under this route as a parent and you continue to play that active role in the child's life. You have that sole parental responsibility. Process.
Okay, thank you very much. Nana Berlin, I believe this is clear for you. Shall I cease Slade Johnson? I'll say, hi, lawyer. What are the responsibilities towards a British child as a partner for 2.5 leave?
As a partner?
My main kind be. I'll say, hi, lawyer. What are the responsibilities towards a British child as a partner for 2.5 leave? Is it parental? It should be parental. Why are the partner?
I think it's a question I see here. If you are not beside for a parent, a partner of a British child, for example. Well, in every respect, whether parent or partner, if it's based on a British child, or whether outside the rules or based on Appendix FM, ESA would demonstrate to say you have sole parental responsibility if you have PR, for example, or if you don't have parental responsibility, now you're a partner, but you are just, involved in the British child's life, then you need to make sure, say, you are able to prove that you stepped into the role of a parent. Okay, so maybe when you're a biological parent, but what you prove is say, one I didn't call school, one I didn't call GP, one I didn't call play center, the BBana, one I mano. These are the things that they would want to see on that route, whether it be on the private life route, partner route, parent route, whatever it may be. If it's based on a British child, that's what they are looking for.
Okay, excellent. Another one says from Kofi Opoint Timo says, I have the listening and speaking English pass certificate for my indefinite leave to remain. I'm illiterate though. Oh, honest man. My husband is a British. How can I get my citizenship?
All right. So if she's got the English test, that's fine. But she would also need to have the life in the UK as well. So both tests are required to ensure, say, me Ajiwo British book. Unless, of course, the spouse is over the age of 65, for example, then you would be exempt from the life in the UK. But if not, both of them need to be done.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, body teto. Nanajima, class before. Say, please, lawyer, I want to know if English language tests and life in the UK test certificate has got expiring date.
English language test, yes. You may have done a different category. You may have done a B1 and A1. It really depends. But life in the UK test, no, not really. Obviously, with the English language test, you need to, depending on what you're applying for, you need to, maybe this might be A1, it might be A2, it might be B1, fine. It might be the one that you bring from Ghana, for example, or another country, the IELTS. So it might be that when you're applying for your naturalization or indefinite leave to remain, that would change. So it just depends on your circumstances. But with the life in the UK, once you've got it, you know.
All right, thank you. Another one from social media, then we switch back to the phone. About this, Rastaman. I'll say, please, what are the requirements will I need if you want to do an adoption?
Okay. So however,
requirement in a bit.
Requirements. That's no problem. In this country, we accept inter-country adoption. We have the two options. We can do the adoption via an adoption agency in the UK, or in the alternative, it can go through your council. So it just really depends. But the process is quite in-depth. It has to do with, you'd have to go through a process here in the UK with the council or the adoption center or the adoption company, it would also have to go through the courts in Ghana as well. So it's a whole process and it's quite a lengthy one. I think, if that the person who's asked this question or more information, I would like them to come to the office to see me, and I'll take them through what the requirements would be to get the adoption order and eventually bring the child over to the UK.
Nana Benny, and now what you papa, Yana Kuhula, and Johnny. I say, hi, lawyer. Mamifa last one of and then another would you papa, would you and so? I say, hi, lawyer. Do I need to meet the financial requirements to apply for my indefinite leave to remain under 5-year parenthood?
5-year parenthood, financial.
Also, do I need to meet the financial requirements to apply for my indefinite leave to remain under 5-year parenthood?
No.
Nana Berlin, Udamu Friwate, Sikasebienu. And Tiflos Forson says, solid delivery as always. I mean, you are eloquent, explaining things well. Of course, well done. For those of you on social media, we can continue. But those of you listen to us on radio, on your mobile phone precisely, unfortunately, the commercials have taken place, so you won't be able to hear what we are saying right now. But however, in the next 2 minutes, the commercials will be over, and you can join us back in. Next month we'll be also telecasting live on or broadcasting live on DAB digital radio across the whole of London. So we are spreading our tentacles. Before we finally go, I'll say, how does dishonesty and deception affect the good character requirement for naturalization?
Wow. Well, that's a very good question.
Yes.
So,
yes.
British Nationality Act. Now, the Schedule 1, it tells you about the good character requirement. But then again, the good character requirements, and no Home Office guidance, into detail about deception and dishonesty. Of course, a deception and dishonesty, and yet be a Home Office or so we'll call for naturalization. So you can't deception and answer dishonesty. Na you can't be a unkano deception. They say be a na bibi wo na say uka.
No, I
yes. Now and I will try to overswerve it. Or dishonesty. Ebia why you be a say you're dishonest and fat honesty. For example, I'll give an example. Ebia not there's been an issue to do with something. Maybe you're supposed to provide certain documents, but in order to do so, all the documents be about what can say, okay, wait, I have this status or I have this particular thing, and I say I'm clean for the last maybe 5 years. Committee criminal offense what forms so you've said no, you've not committed any offense and you are clean, you've not done anything wrong. Almost amount space was that form, so they give you the space to elaborate. So we explain no offense. But I can say no, challenging and no better say, for example, no why you're dishonest because so we are honest. Offense I will committee and we can say yes, I'm passing my committee. I can say like moi. But maybe from that time may commit offense or something. But you have decided say information because say almost guidance for the good character requirements say the caseworker ought to take this into consideration when they are deciding on your application.
Yeah,
they're going to look into it. Say if you are thinking, say there's something that you don't want to disclose, Home Office because don't do that. Always disclose. Now we are last 2 years, you're bankrupt. You're bankrupt. Or even maybe 5 years ago you were bankrupt. But you thought, bankruptcy. A new person would overcatch will say you've been bankrupt before.
It's to cut the long story to somebody be anywhere as just on Trody and found entertain woman to cry.
No.
Yeah, sure, where you case.
You felt made a good character requirement. I think it is something I say, yes, share who na share who ye. But darling J, let me person me Bobby be so crap.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Now, me per se discuss it just briefly about the good character requirements again.
Yeah. Now me baso krabi bisa say what is the good character requirement?
What's the good character requirement? Okay. It's a good time to explain. Good character requirement, they say, is part of our British Nationality Act under Section 6 and Schedule 1 if you are applying to naturalize. Omo person who say subain bia good. So
excellent.
Good. Answer no more than mouth because as we know, with naturalization it's discretionary and your BBI have full rights, sir. Into more person who say subai no not so. Yeah, they no. That is what they are looking at. Okay. As part of the good character requirements, they've also mentioned that if you, for example, if you breach the immigration rules, you've overstayed. You see, they say, okay, from that point, if you've overstayed, you can't apply for 10 years. Sadly, and almost about a few years ago. But so, nationality guidance, Home Office, the nationality guidance, almost say that 10-year now more cannot say you have compassionate or compelling reasons why maybe So 10 years, no be overstay. But there are reasons why you overstayed. You can justify it. Almost every home.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yes, all those people who have that issue, they've overstayed. They are wondering what to do. Maybe cry. The reason why they overstayed is for family reasons.
Yeah.
Were British in color, and at the time they just didn't apply. They didn't apply until later on, until they overstayed. All of these things have to be taken into account. If all members of your family are British, then they could look into it. Omo discretion, yes, our decisions, no. As well. Says, sir, nipa bia omo apply for EU settlement last year, June. Due deadline by June 2021, the 30th of June. Omo can say, one fan bar, you are illegal here, for example.
Yep.
Omo nationality guidance say, Nkofwa, omo and apply before the 30th of June 2021, but omo san after that deadline, they made an application because they had a reasonable excuse. After that, the settled status, although they were late, they shouldn't even take it into, they shouldn't use that to refuse their application. The fact said, apply for settled status before the deadline. So that's also a plus. There's so many pluses because, the nationality guidance, it gives you some leadway, like some way kakrabia obeti media applied, despite the fact say in their laws, this and this 10 years, if you've been here as an overstay, you can't apply. There's still a way. However, that way now, almost say discretion, compelling circumstances, exceptional circumstances, you have to justify it first. So we can't justify it. Na who overstay. What was the reason? What was the reason for that? These are some of the things. Even on top of that, almost the Abba said, who apply for naturalization. Now, maybe before say ude kono unyanya the 12 months. Maybe I can say, I say unya 12 months and sana who apply for naturalization. Ude kopwa. They said they can consider it because also the consideration time no better me aba ama omu ashemu I consider favorably. So there's so many bits in there that really help application required. But as again in everything bibia you need to be able to justify it. No evidence, then it's difficult. No justification, then it's the whole bit me I can say why overstay. No, they can refuse you because you are not justifying the reasons for overstaying. You are not justifying the reasons for breaching the immigration rules. Into what I would say and say, come and see us. If you are not be let's stop you from applying at the right time, or you want to apply early. Come and see us. If it means what I say, I share with circumstances more. If you are not to me, I use all discretion every amount. So that is what I wanted to add to it.
All right. Bibi waha memfen sie na ko hu a lawyer for. Na ko hu a lawyer for the any onwane Abinelle Solicitors. Ma dos wo pa na me ka kiro. Omo ye good. Na ne okwe kwana kwa kan hia. Enkwa kwa ye sebe ahwenim sim bia. Yemre na nya ye be. Na emi waka sebe bre. Ma memfa we osi what about unpaid debt? Can I affect good character requirement?
Unpaid debt?
Yeah, unpaid debt.
Good character requirements. So we share Home Office guidance. Almost discuss debt. You see, darling J, a lot of people debt. But unpaid debt now, who deliberately you are choosing not to pay anything. Onye arrangement ne creditor no onye arrangement bia just say would the red letter ba now what trade and found ho and no dey say ba na omo kohwemu a omo betimi e dey atwa so aka say omo mfa ma. However no, debt can be managed, darling J. Debt, it can be managed. Into say who even £20,000 debt na chiano what only a creditor no uno na aye arrangement come on. every month chia £500, every month chia £300. They will timmy chia, but this year, you know, you have proof to show, say, you are paying it well. So even letter craft from the creditor, I'll bet me I draw say, papa and say every month, chia, bill no say na akosi, chia no every month, and by this time, by this year, no, now I share free her. We know application yefiam. Although say would they cano, but every time a red letter comes, what really, darling Jay, it will get to a point that bailiffs will start coming. After bailiffs, no county court judgment on so many different things. Could apply to naturalize. No, say character and yet it's you know, so let's learn how to deal with our debts. No, say it can affect future applications.
Okay.
No, say try say obey as in the next couple of years. No, it may be how.
And that
is right. That is right.
All right. On that note, make us say I cover all the questions. As usual, Emidented, thank you very much for a kudos job there. You are always excellent. Sanya Theophilus Akano, eloquency. We even say about brofo. Now, that's how to keep out. Beginning there now, may underestimate you go down if you say cheat there, but oh yeah, there. You are very good. And Sanya Megawatt Charlie is a very good lawyer. That's a comment there. And I say Christiana Asante say hello lawyer Amy. Well done. And I do busy. Me say Monday's the start of the week and we are busy. Inti yebeja wasi ha. Nyame ya doma. Dasene aye bank holiday Monday. So Easter bank holiday Monday, right? Aye holiday.
It's true.
Yeah, beba. So be okay. And I will trophy.
Oh, you beba, why not?
Say aye holiday.
Oh, you beba pan.
Wait, sure. Aye bank holiday, and in as a matter of fact, nkofo be krabe wo fi. It at least intrame bisa o ma sheda na bisa ma wan kaso aka ma obiati so be ba na so ma let us say oh ma let us no ma da na so be ba so no ma sorry no mo tio bank holiday ara man fu bibli o fi kra me kra wa ha me so be ba e was me so me ba because our man ka me so me da it same time next week Monday, which is a bank holiday Monday. We'll be here. Yadobi Biarase. Shashamel say great show. And yeah. So the Rasebo Diaz the question be about Ras. Okay, to be fairness, mame yeah here's a bit me answer quickly because Obemu say my bonatra. Or say, please, what are the requirements will I need if someone wants to use his partner's kid to get stay permit? Is it clear?
Oh yes, it's clear. So wants to use partner's child to get permit to get leave to remain in the UK. You have to know, says our application or that application is outside the rules. Okay, so you're going to be looking at exceptional circumstances, compassionate grounds, for example. We know that even if you are not the father or the mother of the child, through case law, it says if you've stepped into the role of a parent, then, you know, because it's stepping into the role of a parent, na ye say, dear papa beye, and I said, dear mommy beye, we ni school rounds, we be.
Yeah.
We didn't call GP, we didn't call play center, we didn't call nursery. Ultimately, letter to that effect. Prove say yes, we are partner of this person, and I say we is the stepfather or stepmother of the child.
Okay.
And
okay.
You know, you can.
So who play stepfather or stepmother role is acceptable.
That is it.
Okay,
You might not be the stepfather, but you could just be the partner of them. You know. But at least, you know, if you are able to show that you are partners and you can also show that you are actively involved in the child's life, then there is a chance.
We na kwa say or say partner's kid, not just a partner or non the bad net and the back. Into don't know, sir, you know, once you play that role, no. You stand a chance of getting your.
It can be considered favorably. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. On that note, you better ask him. And as Napeku said, my main lawyer, that's a great work done. And Rasebo says, "Thank you, my beautiful lawyer." Yeah. Oh, you beautiful, yeah. All right. Thank you so much, my beautiful lawyer. So until, like I said, next week, you better bank holiday.
Yeah, Easter Monday, we are here.
Okay. All right, then. All right, Dad, have a blessed day. Until next week, stay blessed. And thank you, all the listeners. And we end the show for today. Adeyempoe, Empress give the swara. Ayewa, Wadum Tibia Koso Kama. Yari Jumere na baby. Sam Rekwapum say 12 midday ebebo me de nyom eba be jo tata na fi me so me free studio hard makofi eti mo amo Facebook and YouTube and the unfortunate me no ma din kra me free camera no so na radio no so de me was super eti say o hwe mo Facebook and say YouTube afi swift call wo mobile phone no so and I say wo computer no so na tie me sa do hwere kopum se premto ebeto na afi me no edin kra ye be sada Yebesada lawyer Amy said then so I my legal education say mu ehwampa na waya de wabobom waye nchechemu amabibia akoso kama nyame adman next Monday ye bank holiday yebeba na yasa abeto adwumadi ne so na na kwaku ye da say so abelite yapon also watching you live thank you and ye do be see ya do bibiara se mo amunya mre etie ye ehwe ye na wasompa mu nyame enka mo na ye ba bia mo nkrai mu nhwe na mo hye fidi ne so na magye radio enkwachire sana me kan no nyame adom ame ade ye be san ba die bi no so papa ade land ba bia drive wo fie wo office obenya kwanya nso another step forward ewo ye platform so Arenti and the day social media for BC. Nemo me employer me pon 12 midday. Ye 12 midday so. Empress gift you say